auto white balance is it's fun to use in a pinch, but it's not accurate. And custom white balance is completely accurate. Now there's two different ways of doing custom white balance. So this is my custom white balance dome. It's 18% gray. One way you can do it is if you're shooting portraits, like say underneath a tree on a lawn, that's very hard for auto white balance because auto white balance is just going to see green like crazy, and it's going to throw in a bunch of magenta to try to fight that green, but then it'll turn the people magenta. I don't know if you've seen that. Or if you're shooting an open shade, sometimes people turn very blue. Or if it's a bride and she's got a veil, the veil turns blue, and that's because of auto white balance. So with custom white balance, what you can do is have your person take one picture holding this and then put it away for the rest of them. When you get into Lightroom, you take this very first picture, as long as the lighting didn't change, and then you put your neutral sensing tool, and then you change your cyan, your red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, yellow, until this is completely neutral. If this isn't magenta, then your people aren't magenta. If it's not blue, then your people aren't blue. So this is like the handle at which we all balance our color. And then it's also your exposure. If this is exactly in the middle of your histogram, that means that your exposure is perfect. So not in theory, but in practice, if I can use this guy, I can take a picture of just this and then measure the balance, the color balance, and the brightness. If I can move it right to the middle of the histogram, everything else in the photo is 100% correct. And what's really nice about this guy is that, so you can just go ahead and hold it right in front of your nose. And the reason why we do this is because if I'm going to be doing custom white balance from the camera, we want to make sure that we use the right in front of the face. Because what I really like about this weird spot is look at all the different color sources coming in. We've got, I don't know if those are fluorescents of some sort, and then we've got outdoor, we've got tungsten. This is all tungsten balanced light, so it's a lighting nightmare. It's very, very difficult to get the white balance on that. And as you can see on here, it's not the most beautiful color in the world, right? Let's do it straight in the function. I've got it on light bulbs. Okay, so white balance. So it was on incandescent. This is the other thing that's really kind of cool about shooting in wireless, or mirrorless, is that you can pre-see what the color temperatures are going to be. So I'll go like that, and then we'll go down here to set. Right there, set, okay? So it's going to ask me to put that little guy right in the center. So I'll just bring it in tight like that, fill it, and then take a picture. And then there you have it. That is neutral gray. You can see it on here. It's a little bit different on that. But that is, and it's telling us that we're 3000 Kelvin. What's nice about that is if I'm shooting video, and we are very into video right now, all of my cameras don't need to do the same thing. I can just say, hey everybody, it says 3000K. And then when you're doing a video and you cut to the B camera, if the color shifts, it's really weird. It's like, you know, your dissolves or your cut should not be visible. It should be natural. Like, oh yeah, well now you're looking here, now you're looking there. If your color balance is off, then it looks really weird. So what we do in video, we can tell everybody what the Kelvin temperature was, and then they can switch it over to that Kelvin temperature. So that gives us technical accuracy, and that's really fun. Because I know that the color is going to be exactly correct. So if you're shooting catalog things, like say for example, you're shooting a new sweater line or something like that, and you're being paid to shoot it correctly for a catalog, this will give you the exact color. And that's important because, you know, red could look kind of pink, but it still looks okay to you. And that's really a weird thing when you're in shooting raw and you're in Lightroom. Lightroom is weird because it makes you want to fiddle with everything. I don't know how many of you have played with raw, right? But you go, I'm going to go eat a burrito. And you come back, it's like, oh, what was I thinking? That was too magenta. And then you switch it, and then you come back, and then, you know, then you go, wait, that one's magenta. Let's make them all that way. And then, you know, so by the time that you, with your own subjective eye and your non-color balanced monitor, try to send out a bunch of JPEGs, you've got it wrong. This is really nice because it's a handle that you can rely on that's always going to be completely 100% correct.